is your first time underwater on Scuba, you're in for a real adventure. You're about to experience a new world. When you enter the water, everything changes. You're light, agile, free, like you've never experienced before. With your first dive, a door opens to a different world. Go through it, and your life will never be the same. You're about to have a bubble maker, discover scuba, or discover scuba diving experience. This isn't a scuba certification course, but a chance to explore a whole new world under the supervision of a trained professional. If you signed up for Bubble Maker or Discover Scuba, you'll start with this video, then head to shallow protected water and experience diving. If you signed up for Discover Scuba Diving, you'll also go on an open water dive with a PADI professional. Chances are you'll love diving so much you'll want to do it some more. When you continue on to a PADI Scuba Diver or PADI Open Water Diver course for full scuba certification, your experience can credit towards those courses. Your instructor will explain how to make this happen. Need help finding a PADI dive center or resort? Search online at padi.com. Before you start, there are a couple of things you'll need to do, like watching this video and meeting with your instructor for a quick review of what you've learned. Your instructor will review your registration paperwork or have you fill it out if you haven't already. Exploring the underwater world is fun, but it has a serious side. Scuba diving has risks, including lung overexpansion injury, drowning, and ear problems, among others. While these risks are serious, you avoid them by following simple safety rules you'll learn during your experience. When following these rules and suggestions, scuba diving is a reasonably safe and fun activity. As mentioned, there are some forms to fill out, including the Discover Scuba Diving Statement, and a medical form. In some areas, local laws require a physician's approval for participation. In all cases, you'll need a physician's approval before any in-water activities if you answer yes to any question on the medical form. If you're 10 or 11 years old and participating in a PADI Discover Scuba or PADI Discover Scuba Diving experience, you and your parents will also fill out the Youth Diving Responsibility and Risks Acknowledgement form and watch the Youth Diving Responsibility and Risk Acknowledgement video. Next, you'll hop into the pool or go to a pool-like confined waterside for some in-water practice and fun. Let's look at some things you need to know and risks to be aware of before you get wet. Water has weight and therefore exerts pressure. As you dive deeper, the pressure increases. Because your body is mostly water, which doesn't compress, you don't usually feel pressure through most of it. However, air does compress, so you'll feel pressure in your body air spaces underwater as the water pressure compresses the air in them. This is much like the pressure changes you feel in your ears and sinuses in an airplane. Body air spaces most affected by pressure changes include the ears, sinuses, and lungs. Your mask is not really a part of your body, but you'll notice pressure affects the air in it. You need to equalize your air spaces during descent to prevent discomfort. To equalize your ears and sinuses on descent, just blow gently against your blocked nostrils or wiggle your jaw side to side and swallow. You'll want to equalize early and frequently, about every meter or each few feet. Since having a cold or congestion makes equalization difficult or impossible, you shouldn't participate if you have a cold or are congested for any reason. You'll also need to equalize your mask during descent. Just blow through your nose into the mask. There isn't any need to equalize the mask on ascent because air releases on its own. If you feel any discomfort during your descent, stop and signal to your instructor. Then ascend a short distance and try again. If you still can't equalize, let your instructor know and discontinue the dive. To minimize the possibility of a serious ear injury, never equalize forcefully or for a long time. You don't have to equalize on ascent because expanding air releases easily on its own. The lungs are your most important airspace. If you hold your breath, you trap air in your lungs. If you ascend, the trapped air expands and stretches your lungs. The lungs aren't meant to overstretch, so this can lead to a serious lung overexpansion injury, including death. The good news is, equalizing your lungs is easy. Just breathe continuously and never hold your breath. This is the most important rule in scuba diving and helps prevent a serious lung injury. Once you're underwater, seeing aquatic life is the best part of diving. Although some aquatic life can be hazardous, most aquatic life avoids divers and won't sting or bite if you don't harass them. There are a couple of things you want to keep in mind with respect to aquatic life. Never tease or harass aquatic life. Just look. Be careful with your fins and watch where you put your hands. Look, don't touch. Suppose you were underwater and wanted to tell your buddy about an interesting fish. You can't talk underwater, but you can still communicate using your hands. Although there are about 25 standard signals, here are the basic 11 that you will learn. Your instructor might also teach you some additional signs specific to your local environment. Okay,